So it is story time. I have this fantastic story that's been brewing inside of me, probably like a 9-part Hallmark movie. Slowly, bits and pieces have come to me over time through meditation, dreams, and research. So, this story takes place in a different time and space. Um, and it comes from some of my understanding from the Sumerian texts, as well as, like I said, dreams and meditations. So, this is the story of the warrior prince of the light who fell in love with Chaos herself. Backstory. This is a time in cosmic history where tensions are really on the rise. The bubbling up of the chaos in form, incarnate form, and them taking, well, pretty much anything they freaking want, okay? So if we see the difference between the two forces as those who embody the understanding of the natural cycles of the cosmos that seek the divine, that live in the light, okay? And the other side was your forces that were the opposite. They were not about giving, but taking. They were not about living in harmony, but living as controllers over those who they found to be weaker than themselves. Okay, the understanding of the darkness at that time was those who believed in the light were weak because they were weak, according to the darkness, okay? So here we are, we're going to some planet somewhere in some solar system, somewhere a long time ago in a galaxy far away. We arrive on a planet that is in absolute despair. Tiberius is the prince, and he is a warrior of the light. But he isn't just an ordinary warrior. He doesn't just fight to fight. This man has so much conviction. He believes so fully in protecting his way of life and his people's way of life that he's kind of a stubborn fuck. Let's think about that for a second. How many times have you, in your masculine state, whether you are feminine or masculine, been so overprotective, you kind of been a little dumb about it? Where you were so adamant of fulfilling that which you desired that you kind of like threw yourself under the bus a couple of times. This is kind of the situation that Tiberius is in. Okay, so Tiberius has about 10,000 men on the battlefield standing between him and his people. On the other side of the field is at least 10 times as many men. The odds are against him. But that stubborn man would not run away. He would not hide. He would literally be the dead body they walked over in order to get to his people. Wave after wave came, and he lost man after man. Each one that he lost like a knife, an arrow sticking out of him. Unbeknownst to him, beyond where he could see, he was being watched. Chaos incarnate. Her form, a formidable dragon. She has the ability to literally wipe out entire civilizations in a matter of moments. And she hates it. She used to be free, used to run on the cycles. only bringing the chaos when the chaos was necessary. But someone higher up in command reeled her in using family. The father wielding control over her and her 7 sisters. It matters not that she could blink and he'd be gone. There is loyalty here. Loyalty to blood. And as she's watching Tiberius, this foolish, foolish man, she's thinking inside of her head, what is he doing? Doesn't he realize he's going to die? And as she's watching wave after wave, she can't help it anymore. She cracks. Something inside of her just blows up. What is this? This determination of this man that's standing there on this battlefield, watching his men die one by one, killing man after man after man, with this determination, this fierce anger and rage boiling inside of him. The only thing pushing him forward is this rage. And she has enough. Within moments, she destroys the entire battlefield aside from Tiberius and his men that are left. Completely shocked and unsure of what to do, Tiberius and his men stand there in front of her. This chaos in form. The men scatter, and it is just chaos and Tiberius. She changes form to less formidable form. And she questions him. Why he's so stubborn. Curious. But there's something boiling inside of her. An understanding, a plan, an escape route, freedom. She tells him, with you by my side, this could end. She could easily destroy fleet after fleet after fleet without even blinking. She was tired of being death. She wanted to go back to being the natural cycle of clearing that which needs to be cleared. And Tiberius was not just a stubborn warrior. He had the heart of a lion. He was a leader of leaders. And he was funny. He had a great sense of humor. Over time, Chaos Incarnate and Tiberius created worlds. There was peace for a long time. Because who can come up against chaos, right? And when chaos takes control of itself, there's nothing that can stand against it. These two joined in union and had children. Many, many, many years later, their own progeny destroyed chaos. You may know chaos as Tiamat, a Sumerian goddess of the primordial waters. She was that which came before. And many, many years later, she created a world. She brought natural order back. But those ties to the darkness were still in her line, her children. And that fear, that control, that desire to be the authority was in her children. And eventually, the one known as Marduk, Amun-Ra, slew her. He didn't just take her life. He tried to take control of chaos. Now, this isn't about chaos herself. This is solely about Tiberius. You see, when Tiberius heard of what was done, he was faced with a horrible, horrible problem. You see, since the dawn of time, there has been story after story after story of familial betrayal. A cycle, a pattern that kept repeating over and over and over again. Tiberius himself, devastated at the loss of this love, devastated at what his own children did to the one he saw as so amazing. This rage that boiled deep inside of him. He was a warrior. He wanted his blade to meet the heart of the one who stole his. But this would be the repetition of a cycle, the repetition of a pattern, the continuation of this generational curse. Instead, Tiberius was trapped in a mental prison, enraged by his own progeny. But the love he learned from chaos was what kept him from obliterating those who took from him. Thousands upon thousands of eons locked in this mental prison because the one thing he ever wanted was taken away from him. The reason why this is so important is because this, even though it was a justifiable rage, it would have been the continuation of a pattern. And Tiberius was unwilling to do that. And so he locked himself away in this mental prison, unable to escape his own rage, and time itself being unable to quell this pain. This is the strength that is within all of us. But that strength requires us to be able to forgive. That which was done is not justifiable. But do you want to trap yourself for aeons in a mental prison within your soul? This is the collective wound, not the only one. We have many. But these are the traumas that are buried deep in our soul that we have to face in order to be able to overcome that pain. Think of your own life, any familial betrayals. The depth of that pain is linked to our understanding of all of the familial betrayals that have happened across aeons. Uranus being killed by his children. Because of why? He was being betrayed. He was betraying. They were all betraying. It was all a matter of survival back then. Who's going to be the one that holds the torch in the end? Not like that anymore. Now, we've evolved beyond this. As a collective, we see the need for forgiveness. We see the need for stopping the continuous pattern of familial betrayal. There is absolutely no need for the father to be scared of his son growing up and becoming more powerful than him. That should be a matter of pride. My son is not only my best qualities, but the best qualities of his mother as well, and therefore a better leader than I could have been because he learned from me and perfected it. How is this not amazingly great? If we see it as I need to hold the power, then we completely miss the beauty of our children being better than us. We say all the time we want better for our children. Do we really want our children to be more powerful than us? I do. I would absolutely love to see my children become more powerful than me. Because that's where I see the evolution. The mistakes I made in my life, I can teach to my children so that they don't have to go through those mistakes. Granted, we're all a little bit, and sometimes we need to figure it out on our own. I know I am. But with the knowledge and wisdom that I have, when they come to tell me of their story, I can say, now see, I told you, this is how we need to fix this. So, if we fear that our family members will outgrow us and become more powerful than us, then aren't we stopping evolution? If we don't get better every generation, what are we getting? Worse. And that leads to what? Death and destruction. So it makes sense that we want our children to be better than us. We are here to break these curses. We are here to stop that. We know now how damaging the way we've been raised for generations is. We understand now that physical pain may fade, but the mental pain doesn't. And so we're realizing that this isn't something that we need to put ourselves through. And we're changing that automatic response. We're not acting on default mode anymore. We're not allowing fear to take us over. We are being like Tiberius and saying, I will trap myself away until I can deal with this rage. I will sit with my own pain by myself so I hurt no one else. Because it is my pain. Tiberius is free. Because the warrior in you awoke and started to heal. When we heal our wounds, we heal their wounds. So, keep healing. My funny, brave, courageous, compassionate, spiritual warrior. Have a wonderful day. Bye now.